Totally forgot the graphic.
We forgot the graphic.
You already screwed this up, Max. We were so excited by Sophia, we forgot the graphic.
I'm so excited.
We are here with Sophia Layne, the Circle Alert benefactor extraordinaire.
She's president, CEO of Circle Alert. She is single-handedly responsible for giving us listeners.
Wrong.
Sophia, how happy are you to be here?
You have no idea. Like, I fully went on the Circle just so I could be on the Circle Alert podcast. I thought if I could make it on the show, I could make it on their podcast. So, and now we're here. It's crazy how fast dreams come true when you try.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, many people do say, especially myself, that the podcast is better than the show.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even watch the show. I just listen to the podcast.
Yeah. You don't have to watch people making like pancakes and shit on the podcast, you know?
Yeah.
There's no filler episodes on the podcast. It's all content.
A little backstory for our listeners who don't know: Sophia had been listening to the second season recaps, and we had 10 followers, I think, on Instagram. Nobody was listening. It was a very small following, and all of a sudden, one day, we noticed one of our 10 followers' profile picture turned to a Circle profile picture. And we're like, wait, what the hell? Surprise! Fuego Falco says, hashtag singer of the Goobers.
What a cool
hashtag.
The band. Why didn't I think of that? That was Oh god.
Where's C Wispy in the chat? I don't understand.
Where's C Wispy? Where's S Savannah?
Where's S Savannah?
What?
Where's S Savannah?
C Wispy. I just want literally she has been on for all of them, and if she's not on for mine,
yeah,
I'd be so mad.
Come on,
girlfriend always joins our.
Come
podcast.
On, Savannah.
I'm on
yeah,
the
text her.
So Sophia, I think you'll appreciate this. We actually have some breaking news. Okay, so all season I have been bringing up how I thought that this show was probably not actually filmed in Chicago. You know, maybe London. Probably
we don't
not.
know. We don't know.
Previously, but we thought the aerial footage that they were showing. Ben was sure that it was Chicago
because I saw the Sears Tower.
Yeah, but I thought maybe some of the shots were not Chicago because I said I wasn't seeing the bean, the deep Tisha, but I was seeing these this one circular building.
Always looking out for the bean.
And I was saying that circular building, I kept searching on Google, circular building, Chicago, and it was not popping up, and it did not look like Chicago.
So many sleepless nights for Max.
Yeah, and I kept bringing it up, and everyone, including Alex Lake, who's on the podcast, was like, "No, Max, that's fucking Chicago." You fucking
That's
idiot.
Your Alex impression?
Everyone was so rude to me.
Oh my god.
Anyway, we have a Twitter fan, Tim Lawrence, and he tweeted at us, hey at Circle Alert, love the pod. He loves it. Sadly discovered after the season was over, but having tons of fun listening to all the eps. I don't know if it was ever answered, but this season they used some, not all shots of Boston, namely International Place, Circular Towers, and the Back Bay. So thank you. It was not all of...
Boston?
It was multiple cities. It was like 3 cities.
Max had a great comment.
Thank you, Nick. I did have a great comment that it wasn't all in Chicago.
Oh man, yeah, that's the correct response, Sophia. That's the correct response.
I have no words.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Nick's older brother Max for existing. I would like to thank Tim for doing the research that we don't do on this show. And Fuego Falco for doing the research
Fuego
that we
Falco
don't
as
do
well.
on the show.
No.
Max,
And-
don't we? Shut up, Fuego.
Ooh, cringy.
And we do have another big
We
piece
have another
of,
surprise.
breaking news. Here we go.
Did I serve-
What is that?
What is this? What's going on?
Let's see. What song is this?
Happy birthday.
What?
Is it a special day here?
Is this a
Special
special
day?
day?
Happy birthday, dear Sophia.
It's Sophia's birthday?
Happy
It was
birthday
yesterday,
to
but we heard the
you.
internet shut down. So we're
That's
celebrating
really
her
clever
birthday
podcast,
today.
Happy
Oh my
birthday
God,
to
Sophia,
you.
happy birthday!
Happy birthday, dear Sophia. Happy birthday
Oh
to
my God, she's
you.
crying. Zuckerberg will not get away with that. You not getting a special birthday on Circle Alert. Happy birthday from everyone at Circle Alert and the world.
That's
and
right.
the universe.
World.
Last season, I played that song
Yes,
for Max
I
on his birthday.
I am your number one fan.
We thought if anyone's gonna get that callback, it's gonna be Sophia.
I was just about to say, I remembered when you played it on Max's birthday.
That YouTube channel's great. They got every
special.
name for every birthday. It's fantastic.
Incredible.
I wonder if they now have like Grimes and Elon's kid's name on there. I wonder
Oh
if
man,
they've added it.
that's a deep reach. That's a deep cut right there.
They're like, we have to have everyone's name on it, and that's the name now.
I'm sure they made that happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Grimes and
Oh,
Elon
yeah.
were like,
Yeah. Oh man. Well, should we get into it? Should we get into the
now that
game?
we've covered the two most important news stories of the day, me being right
we could end
and
it more.
Sophia's birthday. We can get into it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So let's talk about how you got on the Circle to begin with. Did you apply or were you recruited?
I definitely applied.
Okay.
Definitely was not recruited. Definitely big fan of the show. So when the show dropped, me and Savannah binged it and were obsessed. And like the whole time watching it, I was like, oh yeah, I could win this. Like easy. Like it was one of those. It was like, I'm a big Survivor fan too. So I was like watching it being like, why did nobody form an alliance? And like, why did nothing get heard? And so I
You
was
sound like us. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I immediately was like, how do I apply for the Circle? And I actually saw like a friend of mine I did theater in high school. So we have this like theater alumni Facebook page, and she had posted, hey guys, I just auditioned for the Circle, like go like it on YouTube. And I was like, oh my God. So I clicked the link, found the audition, just fully not anticipating anything coming from it, sat down in my floor, just kind of looking like this, honestly, probably worse. I had my glasses on, my hair in a messy bun, and was just like, this is how I would win the show. And I actually originally wanted to use my sister and her daughter's pictures and be a single mom and like guilt people into being a single mom. Lo and behold, there's a UK season where somebody was a single mom. So they kind of were like, let's stay away from the single mom thing. But filmed an entire video. And it was supposed to be a minute. Mine was 3 minutes long. Not saying that you should do that if you're auditioning, but just saying it worked for me. And got a call the next day. Thought it was my credit card company and declined the call. Was very nervous because I was poor and a college student. So panicked and hit decline. Finally, I answered with attitude, like literally like pissed off because I was like, they're calling me in a pandemic to complain about my credit card bill. So I answered and was like, what? And then I was in Orlando at the time with bad service, and it was like, the Circle. And I was like, oh my God. Ran outside, did the interview, and they were like, okay, we're going to further you in the process. And then it happened.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
It is absolutely a fever dream, and I still don't think it's real.
So what were your expectations going into it versus what the reality was when you got in?
God, so much. Like, it was so different than I ever anticipated it being. Not necessarily in a bad way, but it just was not at all what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Because it just, like, in my head, like I said, I watched like Survivor, and like that's like how my brain worked, was like I can just go and do whatever I want. And of course, you can't get on there and just open any chat at any time and do whatever
Yeah.
you want at any time, because it's a
Mhm.
show and it's production, and you can't have everybody sending your request to one person at once. So
Right.
it wasn't
Yeah.
very cool to kind of see like the technical aspect of it, and
Yeah.
like be a full-on production with like producers and lights
Mhm.
and things. It was crazy.
That is crazy. Jennifer Ross asks, "Did you know you would be in season 3, or was there a chance you'd be on season 2?"
No, so I auditioned for season 2, and then I think the like day that they told me I would fly out if I got cast was like October the 14th or something.
Hmm.
And then I think like October like the 10th rolled around, and I was like, oh no, I was supposed to fly out for season 2 September like 20 something. And then that day came around and I never got a call, and then I finally get a call from my casting agent, and he's like, "Hey buddy, just wanted to let you know you didn't make it for season 2." And I was like, "Yeah, it's cool." And he was like, "But you made it for season 3."
Oh wow.
So they were like, "You're leaving in like a week, pack your bag." And I was like, "Oh my God, I have a job."
Well, that's even better than just being out there for like 40 days straight, like James and Daniel and people were, you know.
I did not know that they did that. And when they told me that after the show, I was like, I don't know how they did it, because I
Yeah.
was struggling, and I was out there for a 2-week quarantine, and then had like 5 days before I went into the circle, and so
Mhm.
I don't know how they made it.
Yeah, not only did they go through like being in the circle, they were in like extra quarantine, which is, everyone's been like, Ben and Max, you guys gonna apply to be on the show? And we're like, being in the circle sounds boring. I'm like, you want me to fucking quarantine before that and not get on the show, and then I could end up like fucking Jackie? No, I'm not doing it.
God, that is a good sport. Jackie and Mama Michelle, God bless them. Good
I,
sport.
s-
Yeah,
I s-
I'm not
I
fucking
still
with
I
that.
still feel like if we went on, we would just get the idiot edit. We'd
Yeah,
get,
they'd be-
we would.
Production
Yeah.
would be like, no, we're not giving you any chats with anyone. You're being too difficult. You're making bits out of everything.
Yep. You're out.
I'd be like, guys, I'm gonna do this joke, and then this thing's gonna happen, and a podcaster
Yep.
will love this for their soundboard. All right, check this
all of
out.
your
And then they'll be
whiteboards,
like,
everything
we're
to
just
say,
gonna
like,
have.
Circle Alert podcast, like
Yeah.
on the walls, like
Oh,
sticky
I'm like,
notes.
Sophia's running
Yep.
the podcast for me. She's gonna love this, guys.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah,
if that happens, I'm the person you're calling.
Yeah.
Oh, of
Okay.
course.
Just
Yeah.
making sure we're clear.
Yeah, but we already talked about it. You can listen to Daniel's interview. We were like, Sophia and Fuego Falco, our listeners.
You got it.
All right, I have a hard-hitting question to ask you. Are you ready?
No.
What's up with the glasses? You don't wear glasses, okay?
I do wear glasses.
No, you don't. I go through your Instagram. I see you here. You're not wearing glasses.
I
see
hate
no
them.
evidence of glasses.
I hate them. I am
Oh.
supposed to wear glasses. I have horrible vision. I cannot stand having something on my face. It pisses me off. They're so inconvenient. They're in the
All
way.
right, sure.
I hate wearing them, but am I supposed to wear them? Yes. Is my eyesight terrible? Yes. I hate them.
So explain, why are we wearing them on the show? Liar.
Liar.
No, I don't buy it. Hell no. Even if I did buy it, I'd like to return it.
I got into a really good habit of so while I was there, I didn't do any makeup. I didn't do anything like ever. So when you're in quarantine for 2 weeks and you're not seeing anybody, I was just like, okay, I can just wear my glasses and not brush my teeth. But I mean, I did.
Too late.
So it
I
seems
did.
like you thought the circle would be just like Home Alone, the movie, right?
And it was.
I
Yeah.
thought you,
In that there
I thought
was a
maybe-
big production around and lots of
I
cameras.
thought maybe it was
yeah.
like an arrangement with production that you were trying to like play up the nerd card or something, so you wear glasses. That's not what the.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Audio
All right.
listeners, you're gonna have to check out the YouTube link.
Hashtag where's the glasses?
Hashtag the truth comes out. Yeah.
Do you think they were baiting you with the Harry Potter question?
Oh
like,
man, we're
thinking-
dying to know.
When
We're
you guys
dying to know.
said that, I was like genius because okay, so when you do a questionnaire, it's like they before you go into circle, they're like, what's your favorite songs? What do you like to eat? If you have trivia, like what would your trivia be? And I literally said Friends, movies, and Harry Potter.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I knew it. They
Okay.
were trying to fucking bait
Mhm.
you into like where they would be like that.
They wanted
basic
you to get the
bitch wouldn't
question
know
right.
Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
Exactly. See, I never thought about that, and I was like so mad that I didn't get it right. And now I'm like, I'm fucking glad I didn't.
Yeah,
get it
it's a
right.
good
Those
thing.
seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, because they were like, she'll be the only person that knows it right, and they'll be like, someone that hot would never know the answer. No way. No way, dude. She's a
Exactly.
catfish. There's no way. She's blonde.
I literally love Harry Potter.
Did Daniel know the answer? Did y'all ask him that?
No,
No,
one knew
he
the
didn't.
answer.
Yeah, he didn't
Okay.
know it. Yeah.
I didn't know. I never.
Nobody. I don't know if anyone
What
in
is
the
what a
world knows the
hu-
answer.
Hungarian horn
Dude,
swaddle
of
is
course,
or whatever.
my freaking brother and my sister were like pissed off at me. They were like, Hungarian horntown? You didn't know that? Where's your wand? And I was like, dude, my wand's in the drawer and I haven't touched it for years.
Isabella is a Potterhead, confirmed.
I had a Pottermore account. My Pottermore was Way Firebolt 20147. People
What-
used to call me that in middle school.
All right, now people are going to want to know what house are you?
I'm a
Slytherin?
Slytherin.
Yeah, me too. Hell yeah.
I literally found out I was a Slytherin and got a pet snake.
Yeah.
Oh my
Everyone
God.
is always like, I want to be a Gryffindor. I'm so noble. Yeah, fuck off.
Boring.
So boring. Harry is so self-righteous. It's so boring, all the Gryffindor shit. You're all
Exactly.
Hufflepuff. Come on.
You're all awful.
So boring.
That's what all the puffs say.
Yeah. That's all those people that are too that judge people go on reality TV shows by moral standards, you know? That's what they do. All right, let's get off this.
Let's get off the heavy Harry Potter topics.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Honestly, I'm done. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Oh, Fuego Falcos is Gryffindor representative.
Gryffindor represented. Yeah.
Falco.
Okay.
Falco.
Come on, Falco.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, we'll let Falco slide.
He gets a pass. So we've been hearing about this alliance from Matt, from Daniel, the Rainbow Road Alliance. Can you tell us about that? Because we didn't see anything about that. And were they just as important to you as the band? Where do you rank those alliances?
Okay, so you guys didn't see anything. Like, I know that James!
James says I need that
Ryan!
sweatsuit.
Dude, I'll bring it to LA. You can borrow it.
Tune in tomorrow because we might be interviewing James tomorrow.
Done.
So that'll
I'll
be
be there.
fun.
We better be.
That's right.
Okay, so the alliance. So yeah, so they prepare you for like, oh, obviously you're not going to be able to, like, not everything's going to make the cut.
Yeah.
But watching the show back, I was like, damn, nothing made the cut. Like,
Yeah.
nothing made the cut. And so
And it seems like this was really important to a lot of the rankings and a lot of how like shit went down.
yeah, so my first chat in was with Daniel. My very first chat in the circle was with Daniel and Mama Fake Michelle, which I didn't know was Ava and Chanel because I wasn't there for that whole thing. But I put them two in a chat and was like, you guys remind me of home. I was like, Daniel, you remind me of my little sister. And we had a whole talk because he said, I was in Orlando at the time, and he said that he was going to school down there. And I was like, oh, my little sister's in school down there, talking about me. And so we were talking about colleges and how we almost went to the same college and then felt like a really strong bond. And so I always had Daniel like close by. And then as time went on, and when it was, I kind of, gosh, everything's a blur. So whenever me and Ashley were influencers and we had that talk and blocked Calvin, afterwards, we were like, we really need to pull in Daniel. Like, I was like, I love Daniel. How do you feel about Daniel? And he was like, I love Daniel. And I was like, sick. So we started this chat with Daniel, and we were like, yes, we all have each other. And Daniel truly at the time didn't have any other alliances. So he was like down from what it seemed like on our end, at least. And we were like, dope. But yeah, and it was like this whole Rainbow Road, as I'm sure they've told you, it was like a thing that I definitely always kept in my rankings. Like, and I knew he was coming to see me because whenever that flip happened, I knew.
And how did that? So how did that alliance compare to the band alliance for you? Like, was like in terms of Nick versus Daniel, who were you closer to in your rankings?
Sorry, I just read James' comment. And where is my check?
He says, Sophia, hope they paid you $1,500 to be on this podcast like they paid Nick and
No,
Daniel
James,
and me.
no.
Actually, James, she paid us $1,500 to appear on the podcast. So
Yeah.
Look, I want to make this clear to everybody. We lose money on this show. We don't monetize it, and we pay money every month for this streaming service.
Maybe if
so-
you had merch, you wouldn't be.
yeah, we need to
I know.
We need to
I
get some sick Big
Merch.
Circle Energy merch.
Can you
gonna
do a
have
merch line and
mugs.
it be like a cross promotion, like Sophia X Circle Alert merch, like, and I'll be like your influencer.
Yeah.
Cross promotion.
Get your mugs. Get your mugs.
We're just gonna copy all of Nick's merch.
all of Nick's merch. Yep.
Anyway, what was your question? Sorry, Ben.
I was just asking, like, what in terms of how those two alliances ranked, like, who would you have gone to bat for more between like Nick and Daniel if that situation had come up?
Oh, definitely Nick, because I knew at the end of the day, Nick was like in love with me. So I knew that he was going to rate me high no matter what. Whereas like we didn't get as much chat time with like Rainbow Road as we did the band. So it was like, I
okay,
definitely
interesting.
had to put Nick first. But I mean, Daniel was obviously somebody I put before anybody else.
It's a good thing you're cute. It's a real
That's a winner. That's a winner.
Yeah, we keep hearing about the Rainbow Road Alliance, and we're just like,
What the fuck is that?
we're like, what? Well, this seems important. Okay, we have a question about this because Daniel spilled a lot of tea yesterday about where he was in the game, and we need somebody else's perspective on it. We asked him what he would have done differently, and he said nothing.
Nothing at all.
Because
Yeah.
he basically said that he should not have changed anything because basically it was James's fault that he lost, and if James hadn't played so poorly strategically, that nobody else would have blocked Daniel, he would have made it to the end and he would have won because nobody else would have blocked him, and he would have been rated highly, and he would have
was
won.
basically saying Nick was his only crack in the game in terms of like not someone that wasn't going to rank him high.
I mean, if Daniel isn't blocked, is Daniel the winner?
There is literally the final rankings are such like horseshit. Like there's
I mean, we agree with you.
Yeah, they're wild. Yeah,
There's
and nothing to diminish James's win either.
Oh, no,
James
no,
played a
yeah.
fantastic game,
Or
in my
to diminish
opinion.
what Daniel's saying. We're just trying to
Right,
get other people's opinions.
Yes,
I think Daniel played a fantastic game. Do I think like somebody else would have blocked him? Potentially. I think, like you said, Nick was his other crack, and Nick was always an influencer. So I think he would have gotten blocked at the end of the day because Nick was always
Nick would have pushed for it. Yeah,
I think Nick would have blocked him.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think like James was the only reason. I think because that doesn't really make too much sense to me. I mean, he played a fantastic game, and if he got to the end, he would absolutely stand a chance.
At the end of the day, even if you don't like someone in the circle, you still have to be their buddy in the hopes that they will rank you high, because you can't afford to have one person in the circle giving you a 6th or 7th place rating.
Right.
You can't afford that at all.
Exactly.
Having said that, we also know that it's like you said earlier with production, it's hard to be able to talk to everyone in the circle. So like let's talk about that for you. Like, who did you feel like you didn't get a chance to talk to that like you felt like it hurt your game big time?
Kay and Roxana. So when I entered the circle, my gameplay was to form an all-female alliance and take all women to the end. And on
But
your
don't
first
you
day,
watch
like,
Survivor? I mean, it's only worked like once,
Okay,
twice.
Micronesia, yeah.
this is a whole new
Twice?
game. This is a whole new thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
just
So
kidding. And also, like,
I,
just it's like-
yeah, I know. So when I sat down on my bed and I was going through everybody's profiles, I was like, Kay and Rock, those are going to be my girls. I was like, I know that we are going to all get along outside of this, in this. Like, I am going to align with them. So that's why the flashback party, I invited Kay first because I was like, done deal. She's going to be my number one. And then who else did I invite? Ashley. Yeah, because I liked Ashley too. But then after that, so flashback party, we had a whole massive chat that was like, we probably went on in that chat for like an hour where we all were just partying, being like, did you guys watch the Amanda show? And it was like so fun and just like goofy. And I had really good talk with Kay in that chat. And I was like, God, I love her. And then Ashley, I got a little nervous because I was like, I think I might slip up and be too much Sophia if I'm talking to Ashley.
Oh, that's right. That was when you ranked her dead last.
So I was like, I need her out of here because like every time we would chat, I'd be like, yeah, gay shit. And then I'd be like, oh, fuck. Like,
wait, that's when we were like, it's Highlander because there can only be one lesbian.
Right.
Exactly. So I was
and
like,
then you
I
had
need
that
Ashley
chat
out.
and you were like, and I was like, she's going to feel real bad about this.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need Ashley gone. I need Kay as my number one. And I was like, Ruck's going to be my number two. And that never got to happen. And then from that point on, something else you guys didn't see is there was a public chat after the like anonymous ratings game. And so Ashley and Ruck and Kay all had already had that like Circle Sisters Charlie Angels chat. And they didn't invite me to it. And then publicly, they were hashtagging Circle Sisters. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And so they were all like, hashtag Circle Sisters, hashtag Charlie Angels. And I was like,
publicly?
Publicly! And so I was seeing this. And
That's
I was like,
bold. That's so bold.
I was the only other girl in there. Exactly. And so I was the only other girl in this chat. And so I was like, well, why am I not a Circle Sister or a Charlie Angel or like, what the fuck? So then they had this public all-female alliance without me. So I was like pissed off because I was like, that was my thing. I wanted to do that. Why don't they want me to be a part of it? And so, of course, like you just, when you're sitting there by yourself and that's all you see, you start to analyze that. So I started to be like, shit, well, they have this alliance. They don't want me in it. What am I going to do? And then here comes Nicky Boy. Hey, Sophia, you want to be friends? And I was like, cool.
Hold on. Is that your nick?
Yeah.
That is better than ours. That's really
better
good.
What can I say?
Winky.
Winky, winky.
I love
Hashtag,
him.
my lord.
My favorite. My love.
I like the we flirtin' one. Do you have that one, Max? That's one of my favorites.
What's that?
We flirtin'. He's lit. This is
Boom, boom.
Yeah, there it is.
We flirting.
Okay, my favorite thing he did was like episode 1. He fucking hummed Black Eyed Peas "Boom Boom Pow," and then he was literally like boom 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 boom, and I died. I texted him immediately. Was like, was that Black Eyed Peas "Boom Boom Pow"?
That's when we were just hating on him. We didn't like
that's
him
when we
yet.
were
That's
really
when we
going to
didn't
town.
like him.
I love him. He's everything. He's unreal.
We ripped him pretty good the first 4 episodes.
I know. I loved it.
And then he slid right into our DMs.
He said, watch yourself.
He just took it so well. I was like, did this guy just fucking win?
Yeah.
I was
We were
why
like,
is he
what's
so
this guy's
cool
deal?
with it?
He's
This guy
like so
fucking
cool.
won.
That's great.
When it came in 5th, I was like, is there a round 2 of the ratings?
If only.
Wait, so was it the best party you ever had because there was that long chat? Like, is that why?
Yeah,
Because
we need to
based on
know.
the party that we saw, I was like, this is
Exactly.
Really,
I know.
I was
That's
like, this is really sad. She likes our podcast. She likes this party. It's really sad.
Okay, first of all, that party was sick because they gave us Tamagotchis. And
Oh,
I
that's pretty
fucking
sick.
love Tamagotchis. And you know how nice it was to have a friend in that circle little room? I had this little Tamagotchi that I got to feed every day, and they give us inflatable furniture. It was fun.
That sounds like a rager. It really
was
Fucking
does.
sick.
Now, have you had a better party since then?
No.
Because
never.
we've seen James posted an interesting Instagram video today on stories, and we were just wondering, was that party even better than the circle party?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That looked pretty lit. That
wasn't
looked
me.
pretty lit.
I don't know what you're. I saw my sister, not me. That's my other sister.
I see. Okay.
Oh, that wasn't Isabella?
No, it was Isabella and my other sister.
Oh, and your other sister you're saying. Oh,
Not
okay.
me.
I was like, damn, your other sister really looks a lot like Isabella. That's
Dude, yeah. So
twins? What?
Nick met my other sister like months ago, but hasn't met Isabella yet. And he went on live, and somebody was like, "Have you met Isabella?" And he was like, "Yeah, I've met Isabella." And my sister called me and was like, "Why is Nick saying that we've met before?" And I was like, "Dude,
Oh.
what?"
Oh, it feels good.
Oh yeah.
Vince met Isabella.
Love it.
All right. Yeah. So it's like I've met her. Okay.
Our Nick interview is going to be such a shit show.
Yeah,
It's
once
just going to be
you've met-
nothing but sound bites the
Once
entire
you've
time.
met one sister, it's like you've met all women, you know? It's like whatever. I've met all women. I've met all men. I'm omnipresent. Yeah.
God bless him.
No, I met her. Remember from the circle? We talked the entire time, dude.
Yeah, remember? We were on the circle.
We were in a relationship. It was a romance.
I'm dead.
How romantic.
That's my favorite one. Oh God.
Oh,
my
man.
god. Was it hard to flirt with Nick? Because it looked like you were having a hard time, but for us, it would be so easy because he's so dreamy. You were always like, ew, and we would be like,
Oh God. No, it was really difficult, honestly. Like, so it's so funny because like that first clip that was like in the trailer of me and like the one in Times Square was me being like, I am straight, you know.
Right.
And that was
yeah.
our very first talk. And
I
right
am
before-
straight.
Thank you.
I am straight.
Yeah, we have it. Don't worry.
Thank you, Max. Okay. And so
Literally got one for everything. It's
so
a little exhausting at times.
I'm like, it's like I'm here without being here sometimes.
Yeah, and so we don't need you.
Yeah. You can leave. You can leave.
Oh God. But yeah, so like right before that moment, I actually had a like not to be dramatic, a full-on mental breakdown because I
Oh, wow.
was starting this chat with him and they're like, okay, so like you have producers just being like, okay, so like you know, flirt with them, like go ahead, get into it. And I just like was like, I don't know how to do that. And so I started freaking out and I was like, oh shit. And then all of these like repressed feelings of me being in the closet and having to flirt
Yeah.
with boys just hit me at once. And so I was like,
Yeah.
hi, you're cute. And then I just felt like I was like 17 again, being like, hey, you're cute. Because I felt like I had to, you know?
Yeah. A little bit of PTSD. Yeah.
It was major PTSD. It was
Man.
insane. And so I just like fully like sobbed for a good bit. And my producer was the best. She was like, look, you don't have to do this. She was like, if you're not
Yeah.
comfortable, like if you can't shake this, like we'll just end the chat. We won't accept the chat. Like, don't worry about it. We want you to be okay.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, I can do it. So I was shaking it out and I was like, I am straight.
And you came in with this whole plan to do like a Charlie's Angels type alliance, and then they threw a wrench in that, and so you had to completely change your game.
Yeah, I just wasn't anticipating like having to. I knew that I would have to flirt, and I was like, oh yeah, whatever. But I wasn't anticipating having to do it every single day.
Yeah,
and, like it be my entire game. Like I was just not ready for that. And so the first time it was so hard, but it just got, you know, after a while I was just like, whatever. It got much easier.
Yeah, you got used to it. Yeah. Did you see UK season 1? Because we were speculating. I think the last person we saw who played it straight was Freddie from UK season 1. So had you seen that season?
Yes.
And had you seen it before the show too?
Yes. And so that's why meeting Nick, I was so scared because I thought that ending was going to end up like that.
Oh, like
Yeah. And so I was like, oh shit. So like going into this, I was fully like replaying them sitting at the table and him being like, no, man, it's not cool. It's not cool. And so I was like, oh God.
So that's why you just didn't let Nick get a word out, so then he couldn't be that way.
Exactly. I was so nervous.
It was adorable. It was
Yeah.
That was bad.
I don't think anybody was feeling too bad for Nick in that
Yeah,
moment.
It was funny too because in the moment I was like, what a champ. Like he was fine. Like I
Yeah.
didn't like see any facial expressions. Like he was totally cool. And like obviously there was so much that we said too that didn't make it on. And we were just like cracking jokes together and just like broing out for so long before somebody else came in. And it was so funny. And then watching it back and seeing his like I was dying.
Yeah. Yeah, that
he's
final
just, like,
the final
trying to
dinner.
process. He's like, I'm trying.
Well, see, another thing too that I'm sure he'll kind of tell you when you guys interview him, or also James, if y'all ask him this question, is they all thought that I was Isabella. Like everyone was like double taking because they thought that I was her. And so whenever we met, like there was a part where Nick was like, wait, you're not. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then James came in and he was like, wait, so you're not Isabella? Like they all were like, I guess we looked a lot alike. I don't know, but everybody thought that I was her at first.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
I see.
That's
I
why
thought you
you
meant like they
like-
thought the entire time that you were or that like
So
you weren't a
they
catfish.
thought that you were catfishing.
But then they were confused when they thought it was actually the real Isabella.
Yeah. So when
wild.
like they all like were staring at me like
Well, you are sisters, so yeah.
I
There's
mean, we
that.
definitely don't look that much alike to me, but they all were like trying to figure it out at
Wow.
dinner if I was actually the girl in the picture or not.
That's funny. So
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I'm gay.
Yeah, I was expecting some like really cool, big, like, oh no, she's a catfish. But everybody was
You're
like,
like-
oh cool, nice to meet you. And I was like,
oh
what?
hey Isabella.
So that's why. And then like
Nick's
10
like, all right.
then
My
like
circle
10 minutes
queen
later-
has entered.
I do massively prefer blondes, but you can dye your hair.
Oh god.
You can make this work for me.
Oh, he's so funny.
Stupid Nick.
The music they put behind that to make it seem like such a softer moment was
Yeah.
so kind of them because
I
was
know, it was
listening.
so funny. I was like,
Stupid
what?
Nick.
Oh god.
So I wanted to ask, did you feel like when James called you out as a catfish in front of everybody, did that feel like a moment that it was going to be too hard to come back from?
Yeah, well, so another behind the scenes moment. So in that moment too, I also like I was exhausted. Like so I came in with such like I did the wrong thing by coming in being like I'm going to make these moves and this is how I'm going to win because you can't like I didn't get to make any of those moves because the circle just throws stuff at you and you have to roll with the punches and I couldn't figure out how to roll with the punches well enough. And so at that point something had just happened right before that, and I was so bummed. Oh, you guys didn't even see. There was a whole game.
Yeah, we heard about
the cloud
fucking game because we had to watch you guys make pancakes and listen to stupid ghost
Yes,
stories
the
about a
cloud
burner
game was-
account that none of you cared about.
Yeah, nobody talked about it after it was done.
We cared about Vince, but we didn't get to see a stupid whole game.
I loved Vince. Oh God, but
Vince, I love you, dude.
me too. Okay. Also, I thought Lil Yachty. I don't know if I told you this. I haven't talked to you guys. I was going to say I don't know if I've told you guys this yet. I feel like you guys were.
Yeah, you texted us the other day. No.
We Skype all the time.
So also, I thought Lil Yachty was Vince because of the UK season where the celebrity came in and was like playing a burner profile.
Oh yeah, you said on the show,
Oh
right?
my God, was it Lil Yachty this whole time?
We have one for everything.
I know. So I thought that, but did you guys see that season where I don't remember what season it was, but they had a celebrity come in and like play a profile for a good bit of time, and then the profile just disappeared.
That was like UK,
Yes.
right?
Two, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
like yeah, it was season 2.
Yes.
It was like
So-
Richard something. He was like
Yes.
a daytime talk show host.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was like I was like, I
So
don't
when there
care
was a
about this
profile
fucking
that just
guy.
like disappeared, I was like, oh my God, it's Lil Yachty, and he doesn't want to win the money.
That would have been amazing
I know.
if
right?
Lil Yachty was telling ghost stories. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
war.
Did you know that you're our Circle Alert rap battle champion?
I
Yep.
did. I was
Yep.
driving to Alabama when you guys did that, and I was like, yes. And then I was in the car, and Savannah was like, dude, chill. I was like listening to you guys, and I was like,
It was the Legally Blonde reference. That's
Yeah.
it sent it over the top for us.
Daniel tells us
we're
that
we're
ba-
90s kids. That was that was
Uh,
big for us. Yeah.
Daniel told us that based on that rap, he knew that you were gay and catfishing because of the Legally Blonde reference because of musical theater. I was like,
musical theater?
because I think because he does musical theater, he was thinking of Legally Blonde the musical.
It's
I was
only a
like,
musical.
no, it's a movie. I was like,
He's a kid. He's a kid.
Well, fun fact though, he's right because I actually played Elle Woods in Legally Blonde the
Did you
musical in high
really?
school.
so he did do
Wow.
a good. But I was like, I
He
think
nailed
she's
it.
doing a good
He
move.
nailed it.
But I thought you were doing a good reference because you're playing, this blonde, this blonde girl
why
who
I
would
did it.
probably like Legally Blonde, you know?
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's smart.
You guys
It was
get me.
smart.
I get you.
What were we talking about though? We were
The
talking
rap battle, Mr.
Oh,
Yachty. Yeah.
No, you were
Before
talking
then-
about the game that we missed, and we were talking about
Oh yeah, the cloud
when,
game.
when
Catfish.
James called you out as a catfish and
Yes.
how
Yeah.
that fucked over your game.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Thank
So
God
I
I'm
was
here.
so I was already super stressed because we had just done the cloud thing and it was vicious. Like it was literally like no nice words. My bubble was literally like dumb, stupid, ugly, fake, dumb,
Oh
stupid.
my
like
god.
it was just vicious. And so I was like, well, all right. And then it was like Jackie came in and it was this whole thing. And I was just like an anxious ball of mess. Like I probably hit my lowest point in my life in the circle. Like it was bad. Like I was going to see the therapist like every day. Thank God for that therapist. Like, and at that point, my producer was actually like, do you need to go see the therapist? And I was like, yes, I do. And she was like, go. And so I had left, had to talk to the therapist, had this whole moment, come back in, and James is like, you're a catfish. And I was like, no!
Oh, I need to go back to the therapist again.
Yeah. So it was like, I was so low. And then that was just like a punch in the wound. So it was just like,
Man.
at that point, I literally, I forgot that was filmed, and watching it back was honestly really hard for me because I just laid on the bed and I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Like, I was just done with everything. I didn't want to be there. Like, I was just exhausted because I am such a perfectionist and I'm so passionate about everything that I do that in that moment was just like, if I don't win, what's the point?
Well, and your rankings started suffering after that too, didn't
Oh
they?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And so were you thinking at that point, I don't have a chance at winning now? Like what was that in your mind?
Oh, for sure. At that point, 1,000%, I was like, I'm gone. Like, there's no, like, that was, yeah, I was like a goner. I had no hope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It wasn't, from an audience perspective, it wasn't looking very good for you at that point to win the game. I think we were still hoping you'd make it to the finale. Which was awesome that you did. But yeah, it just seemed like there were certain people in the circle that were definitely not going to rate you high, even in the final ratings.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was tough, but like it also like I'm so thankful for my time in the circle, like not to be just like, because I changed and I learned a lot about myself.
No, that's
But I
great
did.
too.
No, skip that. We don't want to hear it. No,
Oh,
say it.
shut
No,
up, Max.
stop.
I like to hear that
I
stuff.
do like to hear it.
But I truly did because I'm like such a horrible, like I've always been my greatest enemy, always in every aspect of life. Everything I do, I just absolutely ruin it for myself because I'm such a perfectionist. And so like going in there and them just everything I wanted to do, them being like, oh nope, oh nope, oh, just pulling the rug out from under me constantly. It was so rough and I hit such a low point, but it was also something I needed so much because I came out on the other end of this just being like, not everything. I can't have control over every aspect of life. And like, I've got to stop trying to do that. And I have to learn to like go with the flow and roll with the punches. And I really did. And so I'm so thankful for the circle because that was like something I needed so badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like a super hard show to come in like with a strategic plan.
I mean, even on Survivor, that's what you hear some of the best survivors say is go out there and just be flexible and be able to adapt to anything, and don't be set in stone on anything until you're out there and you know what's going on, and then start to form a game plan.
Well, yeah, people that come even rigid within their alliances get super fucked over.
Yeah,
they're just like
big time.
We're insert alliance name here strong, and then they're just like they don't talk to people in other alliances. But yeah, on the circle, I mean, yeah, as you learned, it's just like, and as we learn as we do the podcast, as we learn how production works from talking to more people and hearing and reading from more interviews, it's just a game that is very limited in the way that you can talk to people.
For sure. I mean, it only makes sense. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's not a real app.
Exactly. It would be like, hey,
it's too bad.
Request to talk to Nick. Like that was
so I feel like we're that so big elephant in the room. You talk, a big story point for you was like you were very focused on Kay, which of course makes sense. She was the biggest threat. And you were very strategy focused, and you guys were on opposite sides of the house. Mm-hmm. And you guys
production never let you talk to her.
Yeah. And you guys, your team captain was Nick, and the opposite side of the house, it was like team captain Kay. And so you guys were always like down, you guys were like going after Kay. And you were very focused on Kay. And you even covered it eventually. You were like, damn, I gotta take.
Max and I have talked about that as well, of that was a good thing we thought for your alliance, that all three of you were focused on the same person. It consistently ranked Kay low, and Nick got influencer. Right. So you always had someone from your alliance as influencer.
But you eventually did take a breath and you were like, damn, maybe I gotta stop. Maybe I'm going a little too hard on the Kay thing in my mind, we did see that. But do you think that being too focused on Kay to an extent did screw with your game a little bit, like the outcome of your game? As in not winning.
Yeah, I think so, because it's just like I just like ruined my mental health doing that, because it was just like I just like was so focused on that it was like I became just like so just like low and wasn't having fun anymore. And it got to the point where I was just not having fun. And anytime I wasn't succeeding and somebody from the other alliance was, it was just like, I don't know. I wish if I wouldn't have just like focused in so hard on just like, if this doesn't happen, I won't do well, and just like had a good time, I think I would have played a better game just being like, nah. But
yeah, if we could all find a way to be more like Nick and be carefree in life, to
have that B&E.
Yeah, I'm just like, God, how does he do it? Like, I'm just so miserable all the time.
I know. Like,
I just don't know how to do it.
I hate to reference like Survivor so much, but it really is reminiscent of like Second Chances with Stephen Fishback fixating on Joe like the entire game, and that's like kind of what fucked his game over that season. He was the
golden boy he was going after, and Kay was your golden gal, and you just couldn't shake it.
Yep.
And I think we've all been there where there's just someone that we're just like, oh, if only
this is the biggest threat.
Around,
why don't everybody
shine?
And like I said, like you guys didn't even see the part where they had this whole other alliance without me. So it just felt like it was a personal attack to me, because it was like, oh, #Circle Sisters. And I was the only girl not in that. So I was like, okay, obviously they don't want me. And so it was like, why have I put in this effort to like be alliances with Kay and like had invited her to the party and never heard anything from her again besides this like outward we're we're all sisters, but you're not.
Yeah.
So it
And
was
then
like,
of course
that's
we
crazy.
got that cleared up at the final night when Kay was like, "Oh, you two probably thought that I hated you, but really I was just intertwined with Nick, talking with him the entire time
Yeah.
and trying to make sure I was good with him since he was influencer so much. And so I never had time to talk to either of you because production had us talking to each other the entire time." Which was
Yeah.
like a really revealing scene too. They've never really
You know I'm ready for that.
I was too.
But yeah, that was a really revealing scene because they never like really talk about what
Yeah, that
they're
was
allowed
so
to
crazy.
talk about on the show, like with the producers and stuff. So that was interesting that they left that in the edit, actually.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it was like super beneficial. I'm really glad that they left that in there too.
hmm yeah. I thought Max was going for a soundbite because usually when he has that blank stare on his face, that means he's looking for one.
No. I just want Sophia to be happy now. I feel like she's all in her feelings. Sophia,
Oh
come
no,
on.
but
We're
no,
doing
no,
circle.
dude, I'm happy.
Okay, good. Happy birthday. Do you want us to play that birthday song again?
No, I don't. Not at all.
Sophia, how is your British accent going?
I can see his face. He talks like this.
Like this.
I really thought I was gonna blow that one because you know what? I almost said Russell Crowe. I was like Russell Crowe, and my producer was like, "Is that your final answer?" And I was like, "No."
Wait, they tipped the scales in the
No.
trivia questions? That is
No.
breaking news. That is tampering in the game show. We have to report this.
No.
Oh my, there is money on the line and they're tampering the scales.
Oh God, no.
And they're calling Russell Brand a comedian. What the hell? I
my
don't get
God.
it.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah.
Russell Brand is a comedian. What the f?
What the f?
What the f?
I love that guy. Oh.
I'm the class hot T.
Is that me?
You won Class Hottie and Circle Rap Battle Champion?
Who am I? Oh yeah.
Oh.
There was something that I really should have wrote notes for you guys because I had so many things about like, oh, I'm gonna talk to them about this, or like I heard
Oh.
y'all say something and I was
We do have this. When Ben and Max heard Sophia say goat, they knew she was a real one. # survivor. Yes. Thank you, Wiggle Falco.
Yes.
We heard you say that that maybe Daniel was a
Yes.
goat that you were going to drag to the end. And we were like, Sophia, watch a survivor.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I literally got put on the wrong show. Like I went into this like so survivor brained. I was like, he's a goat that I can drag to the end, and then I will turn on my alliance and like just fully like.
I think we should probably document that. Fuego Falco, you can put that in like when Fuego Falco will probably write the first book on the Circle to be published, and that will be like the first reference of Survivor in the Circle was when Sophia.
Oh my God!
Hey, it's C.
Wispy is here.
Wispy.
Savannah. She's on the
Bro.
top
C.
of the-
Wispy. S. Savannah.
C. Wispy, S. Savannah.
See Wispy.
We have S. Sophia here.
Yeah, S. Sophia. Is
Her
here.
like gamer friends call her Quispy, and they call me Lady Quispy.
What is Quispy?
It's like a meme.
C. Wispy?
C. Wispy.
Quispy. I don't know. Savannah, explain. Savannah.
No, I looked it up. It's some
Oh
deranged image.
Yeah.
It's a deranged image.
Lady Quispy.
You sound so old, Max.
Oh, my sister's here. Hi, Kaylee.
Oh,
Did
we
they
got the
agree-
whole family
Did they
here.
agree to like log on at the same time? And
So
say,
this is
like,
K.
let's all
K.
go on at the same
So
time.
Kay Ailey is here as well.
Kaylee's fine.
Sophia, what was like your favorite memory of the Circle?
My favorite memory.
Favorite memory?
Like in the circle?
Yes, and out.
Okay, so outside of the circle?
Just in
This
life
is
in
so
general.
funny.
In life
like-
in general.
Just like since I was born, since it is my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so going into the circle, they like so I had this guy pick me up at the airport, who has a sign that's like Sophia. And I was like, oh my God. So I get in this guy's car, hoping he's the real guy taking me some apartment. So they sent me like an email of like instructions on how to get into my like quarantine apartment. And so we pull up to this apartment and the driver's like, I don't know where we are. And I'm like, I don't know where we are. I don't know. And he's like, is this where you're supposed to be? And I was like, I think so. I don't know. And so we go into the building and it's like fully new construction. And they're like, hey, do you know how she gets into her like place? Because in the email, all I saw was just like, here's the address, like boop-a-doo boop. And I was like, what? No keys, like nothing. So then we get there and we're like, hey, I'm Sophia. I don't know how I'm supposed to get into this apartment. I'm staying here the next 2 weeks. And they're like, I don't know, love. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. And I'm like, what? So then my poor driver is like, he's like, just get in the car, just get in the car. And I was like, okay. So I get in the car and he's like running around this town being like, do you know how to get Sophia into this apartment? And everybody's like, dude, who are you? And these construction workers are all like, bro, what? And he's like, well, I've got this girl. She's going to be on a television show on Netflix. She's supposed to stay up here for 2 weeks. And this went on for like 2 hours until finally this housekeeper lady comes down and she's like, standing outside. And so we had called like the head person that we could possibly talk to. And they were like, there's going to be a housekeeper that comes down and she's going to take you up to the apartment. And so we see the girl and we're like, hey, I'm Sophia. And she's like, no, sorry. And I was like, you're not supposed to take me to the apartment. And she's like, no, I'm looking for a Sarah. And I was like, are you sure it's not Sophia? And she's like, no. And then another 30 minutes go by and this girl's still standing next to me. And I'm like, okay, where's this? You're sure it's not Sophia? And she's like, no, it's Sarah Morris. And I was like, oh my God. So finally we called the lady back again and she's like, it's your code name. You have a code name so that you're protected. You're Sarah Morris. And so we and this poor driver spent like 3 hours in Manchester just running around the streets trying to figure out. And then lo and behold, I have a code name and I missed like this whole part of this email.
The magic of television.
But it was so fun. And it was
so
hilarious.
cool. You had a code name. You were so protected.
I
clearly.
know. I have a code name? Like,
yeah, because everyone would know your fucking name.
She's Sophia from Instagram.
You're so famous.
I know. It was so wild. But I had this whole part of the email that was like, click the link for more information. And I never did. And my poor driver was just out there running around town for me. So that was like a memory that I laugh about a lot.
I'm loving your British accent, by the way.
Thank you.
You sound like you're from London.
Yeah, we do.
What's that a reference from? What's that a reference from?
I don't know.
From Forgetting Sarah Marshall, starring Russell Brand.
No magician reveals their secret.
So there's like another little tidbit is they like to like if you're sitting too much, they want you to like, be happy and not just like sit all day. So my producer would be like, hey, you want to have like 15 minutes of silly time? And I'd be like, yeah.
What?
Okay. So we would do 15 minutes of silly time and she'd be like, do you want to play a game? Do you want to do this?
Cat?
I know. So,
you played with a ball of yarn on the floor.
Yeah. And so at that point I was like, yeah, I guess I'll have a magic show. And I did a full-on production of magic show for the people on the TV.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you know what the funniest part is I just remembered this. So then the next day we did this whole magic show. I literally like you don't see like any of it besides this thing, which sucks because I did some cool stuff. And so I like
did you learn tricks?
Are you a magician?
No, I'm not a magician at all, but I was just bullshitting. And so I got this hat and I put toilet paper in it and I was like
a magician
out of the hat. And the next day, my producer was like, she came on, she like woke me up and she was like, Sophia, I'm pissing. And I was like, dude, what? And she was like, the executive producers, like the execs came up to her and they were like, did you know Sophia was a magician and she was withholding this information from us? And she was like, what? And she's like, Sophia, she's a magician. Like, we didn't even know that she was like a real life magician.
Did you guys know Sophia knows real magic? Ask her a Harry Potter question. She knows real magic.
Do you know Nick is a ghost hunter? Named Vince?
Yeah, I fully convinced them that I was a magician, and Radhika was literally like, she was my producer. She was like, no, she's not. She was just kidding. Like, what? And they were like, no, that was like, she's really good. Like, she's a real magician.
You are a wizard, Sophia. Vigo Falco.
Yeah, it was really funny that I fully
So,
convinced
will
them.
you be pursuing your magic career post Circle now?
1,000%. I have dropped out of school just to pursue magic.
Yeah.
It's my calling.
You're doing kids' birthday parties now, I assume, working your way up.
1,000%.
See, it's good that I play random sound bites out of context. We get good content. I'll just start doing it.
My mind is still trying to wrap around silly time. It's just,
Yeah, we had 15
You want
minutes.
to have
free
city
time.
time?
it was that must have been all the amazing B-roll that we had from Rachel on the show, where she's like stacking pillows and
Yeah.
like Max and I both said Rachel seems to entertain herself better than anyone else in the circle. She seemed to have the most fun.
I had so much. Like, I thought that was going to be me. Like, I thought I was going to look like Rachel because I did so much just ridiculous stuff constantly. Like, I was very shocked that I had so many. I had a moment where I had like whipped cream on my hand and I had like slapped my hand to try and catch it in my mouth and it got stuck on the ceiling and it would just keep falling on me. And I was like, oh my God. And I just had whipped cream like all over me. And it was this whole moment.
How did they not show that? Come on.
I know. There's so much that you guys didn't see.
Man, Rainbow Road, magic tricks, whipped cream. There's so much good stuff.
So are you tight with everyone in the cast? Is there any drama we need to know about? Like, are you spilling any tea? Oh, come on. Daniel is so good. Daniel went off about Nick for like the whole podcast.
To be fair, we did poke
He
him
tried
a little
not
on
to,
that.
and then I was like, there's no way you're gonna go on these random YouTube channels and go off on him and not go off on him on
we
Circle.
saw several other interviews with Daniel and we were like, wow, like we thought this was one big happy family.
No, we are. That's why I'm so confused. Is like Daniel and Nick, we're all in a group chat and we talk every day and they're like totally cool. So I have no idea.
Yeah,
Daniel
Jennifer Rose says we need extras, bloopers, and cut footage. We agree. Yeah, but you're not a happy family unless you give us screenshots of that we can go through of all of the group text.
All the group text.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll-
Make it public. Make it public.
Public records.
But I'll do screen recordings because we like only talk in voice memos. And me and Matt have like, it's one of my favorite like screen recorded videos I have. We would like sing to each other. So me and Matt will be like, "How are you today, Matthew?" And like we like only talk in
That's
songs.
I have a
That's
question.
cute.
Are voice memos like? Is that a common thing these days? Because none of me and my friends do that, but
Right.
you guys send them to us all the time.
Yeah, we get them from you
and
guys
I'm like,
constantly.
are people doing this? And because no one else sends me voice memos except for Circle cast members from season 3.
Look, I was the same way. Like whenever we got outside of the circle, we had like a Snapchat at first, and then like we would all like snap, and then we had like we were all gonna go to Las Vegas, and then we were like, nah, we should save this for like when we can all post about it. And so we had this like Las Vegas text group, and then everybody talks in voice memos. So I was like, I guess I've got to start doing this. And so that's just like a thing that we all do. I don't know. It's
just
weird.
funny that you're spreading it to like podcasters that you guys talk to.
Wait, what?
It's funny that you guys send them to us too. We love it. But it's what's so
It's like now that's like the only way I text.
We don't ever send them back. We usually just do a thumbs up.
No, I
like,
started doing it to Nick because
yeah.
he was engaging in like long discussion, and I was like, all right, I actually need to do this.
And then Nick was like, bro, your voice sounds just like mine. You make fun of me for my voice, dude. Yours sounds identical to mine, bro.
And I was like, all right, whatever. Like it.
I'm dead. Yeah, no, it's just so much more convenient, especially because like the majority of us like we like check in with each other, so we can instead of being like, "Hey, how are you?" we can be like, "Hey, how are you doing today? Like, what's going on?" fine. And then you can like reply and be like, I'm doing horrible, this, and this, instead of like typing it. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just,
no, my friends and I used to have this app called Hey Tell. It was before like voice memos were available on phones. Really, back in the day, it was like a walkie-talkie app for no reason.
Back,
like
back
really
when you were
fun.
on AOL Instant Messenger, right?
Dude,
Matt?
AOL Instant Messenger was the shit, but it was just for no reason. It was just a voice memo app. It was super fun, so I agree with it.
it's so fun.
Yeah.
James says he never sends the voice
He
note.
only
Oh.
that's who started it, was James. I never sent a voice note until James would be like, hey Sophia, what's going on? And now
Shit's getting
real.
James, we need to hear the truth tomorrow. We're gonna
only
have to
voice
hear the
memo.
truth.
Yep.
DM us.
James, gonna see you tomorrow sometime on the. We're gonna shoot with sometime James tomorrow.
I love this man. You guys are gonna have so much fun with him. He's everything. I love you.
Fingers
I love
crossed. Fingers crossed. That we do get him on the show. Yeah.
Wait, is he saying he's not gonna come on the show?
No, we're seeing James
we're
tomorrow.
just we're in the process of booking. It's a long process with everybody. It's always a long process.
It's always a process, but it always comes true.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys
Except
are
for with Ava and Chanel.
Yeah, I think we're Ava and Chanel. They're too important.
I love them.
They have too many cameos to do.
Yeah,
Not enough
cameo,
time. Not enough time.
Nap time, whatever important things they have, they're too important for us.
Love those guys.
Sometimes they reschedule at the last second, and they never reschedule. So it's just.
They're hosting a Halloween party next week, so get ready
good for
for some
them.
good
Good for
Halloween
them.
content.
That's really good for them. We're very
Oh.
happy for them.
Yeah.
That's great.
Are they gonna dress as cheetahs again?
Yeah.
Me and Isabella
We
thought about
bought
going as
shirts
them.
so that we could interview them wearing the shirts we bought to interview them, and then they canceled at the last second.
Yeah. And then we said that's the last time we buy shirts for an interview because we were gonna buy some Hawaiian shirts for Daniel's interview. And we were like, never again are we spending a dime on shirts.
Oh, we should have for
You guys should've got
Daniel.
lucky vest. I would have loved if y'all had on the lucky vest.
The lucky vest?
The lucky vest? You guys don't know about my lucky vest?
No, the vest she was wearing the whole time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The lucky vest. I had to put it on over every rating.
That's right.
Why
I
is
do
it
remember that.
lucky?
So I got it at Goodwill, and it was supposed to be just regular price, but it was a yellow tag and it was yellow day. So I got it for 50% off. So I got the vest for like $2. And it fit perfectly. And dragonflies are like a symbol that my family uses for like angels, and that has just dragonflies all over it. So it's my lucky vest. And every time I wear it to work, I make really good money.
What do you do for work?
Well, I was baristaing at first, but now I'm a bartender.
Oh, cool.
Oh, do you wish you had done your ratings differently in the final ratings?
Oh, not at all. Not even a little bit. I'm so glad James won. Like, I wouldn't change a thing. He's everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, changing your final ratings, if I remember, could not have propelled you to win, so it wouldn't have mattered. So yes, yeah, why would you have changed them? Yeah.
That would be more. Yeah, I think Ashley would have been the one who needed to rank James down.
Yeah, all
lower.
Ashley had, yeah.
And then Ashley probably would have won. Probably.
That was my number
But James had everybody so enamored. They loved James.
I love,
Everybody
and
loves
also you
James.
didn't see me and James chat. So like I talked to,
Yeah.
okay, so that like moment where I was like, I want to talk to Kay and I chatted with her. I didn't think they were going to air that because so my dad had wrote me a letter for every single day I was gone. And so like,
Yeah.
it was like day 1, open on day 2, open day 3.
Wait,
and
you
so
get
the letter
letters?
that what?
Oh, because you brought them with you.
Yeah,
Oh, I understand.
yeah.
I
And
understand.
so I have this like whole thing of letters for my dad to open every day. And it honestly is what got me through the game. And so like one of them, the one that I was reading that day, he was like, Sophia, like everything you've accomplished in life is because of your heart. And like you always follow your heart and you're always so kind to others. And that's why people are drawn to you. So like if you're this far in the game, it's because you've played this way. And I was like, I haven't played this way. And so I was like, letting my dad down. And so I was like, dude, I literally was like, I feel bad because me and my producer were tight. And I was like, Jess, if I can't talk to Kay, like I'm done. Like I need to talk to her. I was like, I don't care if it's aired. I don't care. This is nothing strategic. Like my heart is fucking hurting because I feel like I'm not myself and I want to talk to her. And so they were like, you deserve it. You deserve it, girl. And so they pulled it up and I was like, I'm talking to James.
They
too.
gave you a little chat with Kay as a treat.
Yeah, it was
as a treat.
Yeah.
You did such a good job at silly time. Those magic tricks were so good at silly time.
Oh god. And so
Well, that's really sweet, though. Yeah,
so
that's
then
really
after I
nice.
ended that chat with her, I honestly was so surprised they aired it because I was just such like I was not in the game in that moment. It was just like I want to talk to her, just like girl to girl, to be like,
Mhm.
hey, I'm sorry, this game has been vicious. Are you okay? Because I've not been doing well. And so then right after, I was like, okay, I'm talking to James now too. And they were like, okay. So I got to talk to James too, and I was like, "Hey," I was like, "I'm going into this." I straight up told him at one point, I was like, "I hope you know this is not strategy. Like, I just want to talk to you." And we just chatted, and I was like, "Thank you for being an ally. Like, thank you for just like your heart is just amazing." And I think at one point I was like, "Listen, I know sometimes we choose to be the funny guy because it's easier than opening up about our feelings, but like, if you need somebody to open up to, like, I'm here. Like, you don't have to be just the funny guy with me." And we had like a really great talk, and it was just so obviously they didn't air it because like why would they? It was nothing to do with strategy. It was just like a really kind, like heart to heart. And I'm so glad that I got to have those talks because I don't know.
And James does show that other side to him throughout the show, and you just only got to have that one convo. But yeah, he does that throughout the show. He shows both sides.
And that's why, like, after I got to have that talk with him, I was like, he's an amazing person, and that's why I rated him number 2. Like, he was up there for me because I was like, I said my final rankings, I was gonna play with the heart, and unfortunately, I didn't see anything from Nick besides, "Hey, you want to go on a date?" and like loyalty, which was cool. But I was like, does this guy deserve $100,000? Knowing Nick now, I'm like, I would have loved if he would have won too. Like any person, Kay as well. Like they're all amazing people. But I put him lower because I didn't get to see that side of Nick on the game.
Wait, were you not voting strategically?
No, I was voting with my heart. That was
How did that happen, Miss Strategic going in?
Because I'm telling you guys, I lost my shit at the end. I fully was just like, I'm not being me. And so I had that talk with Kay and I had that talk with James, and I was like, I'm playing my heart the rest of the game. Like, I'm done with this strategy thing.
So your heart was saying rank Nick really low.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't get to see, because I was like, yes, I'm thankful for his like game, and I wouldn't be here without Nick, duh. But I was like, but I don't know if he's a person that is a good person, because I didn't get to see anything from Nick besides like, hey, flirty, whatever. So I was like, James, I know is an amazing person. Just from that one talk that we had, I was like, Ashley, that person, I would be so happy if she took the money. James, I would be so happy if she took money. Like, I was happy if anybody, but
what would James's rank have been had you not had that conversation with James?
It probably would have been last.
Wow. So that may have been a deciding.
My lord.
That would have been a deciding factor. Your dad won James the game. It's Sophia's dad that pushed it to the top.
1,000%.
James better drive on down to Alabama and say thanks.
Oh, we're not in Bama no more.
Where are you now? Florida?
Florida.
Okay. Gotcha.
Sorry, it's hard to keep track.
Boy, this is like, because we just assumed.
Yeah, you don't live in Alabama anymore?
No, not that. I'm not talking about that, Max. James says Papa Bella for the win. No, this is it is really mind blowing, because I guess I feel like everybody has just assumed, Isabella and Ashley just assumed that Nick was one of the biggest threats in the game, so rank him dead last for that reason. We thought you guys were playing cutthroat,
Yeah, no, when I was like doing those rankings, like I don't know how it was for everybody else, but I know for me and Nick, those took all day for us, like all day, because I was battling. I was like, I want to play with my heart, and I was like, but if I do want to vote strategically, I knew I should have put Nick high, because I knew everybody else was going to put Nick low. And so I was like, for a second, I thought about putting him high as a strategy vote. Like that would have been me voting strategically, would be putting him up there, because I knew that everybody else would have voted him low.
So these final ratings really are a crapshoot, because all of a sudden somebody that's so strategic in their alliance can just be like, I'm not playing the game anymore, guys. Like, No, I mean, no, that's what we talk about on the circle all the time, is like the best way to play is a game that like Matt played, or is a game like James played, where you are playing strategically through playing an emotional game, through playing a game when you're making.
Joey did it very well in season 1 too.
Oh yeah.
It was yes. Differently, but yes, 100%. Ben, I do agree with you actually. You just have to make those connections strategically.
1000%.
Here's a good question from Jennifer Rose. If you could do the circle again, but team up with someone else from any of the other seasons, who would you pick?
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like, I honestly feel like me and Courtney's brains work very similar. Like, I think me and him have talked and been like, yes, like we like the way we think about like the game and like how we like went through it was very similar with one another.
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like me and Sammy would get along really, really well, and it would be easy to kind of go with Sammy and Courtney. I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't thought too hard about that.
Sammy seems like a super loyal game player
that's
too.
what I'm like. I feel like me and
would
Sammy's
be...
hearts line up a lot. So I think she would also kind of check me, being like, "Hey, dude, you're going too strategy based again. Like, let's get back into it." Like,
interesting. Yeah.
I think that might be like a good pair up for me. Would be like Sammy, because I feel like she would be
What in the intergalactic flawlessness is this, honey?
I love him.
Yeah, I pick Courtney. I think that would be awesome. That would be so funny.
He's so good, but I just feel like our energy is so similar in the sense that we would get. I don't think we would balance each other out.
Yeah,
well.
I think you guys would be like, "We gotta get them the fuck out. Let's go, honey!"
Exactly.
No, but I guess you guys getting super hype and like dancing together and being like, "We got that bitch out."
Oh, here at Fuego says Chloe could help with the flirting for you. Yeah.
So true. I am obsessed with Chloe. That would be so fun. That's so good.
Is that Chloe from Too Hot to Handle?
Is Mitchell still a virgin? We don't we don't know. Oh, I guess he is.
Would you want to team up with Mitchell?
Be careful how you answer. Be careful how you
be careful how you
answer.
Is that cool?
We love saying that to every person we have on just to see what their reaction is on screen. Again, audio listeners, you're gonna want to watch these YouTube videos.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want to watch these.
We're very handsome. Oh, because of the Mitchell reactions.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
He seems like a really dope guy. I haven't met him.
No, he's not.
He is a dope. He is. You're right.
He's really cool.
I don't know, guys.
Look, we need to have one. We need to have
we
one
get
circle
one.
Contestant that we get to just shit on all the, because it's we have to scratch the itch. We have to. And your season was way too. Your season was way too nice.
Do a tell-all.
I'm sorry. That's totally my fault, because I got everybody interacting with you guys, and so then you guys were like, "Well, we can't talk shit."
I know.
I'm
We
sorry.
literally titled one of our episodes "Everyone is being too fucking nice," and it's pissing us off.
We love each other, and then that one game happens and shit hit the fan. I was like, "This is awesome."
The Savage Questions game. Yes,
Yeah,
that was
finally.
That was when we were like, "Fucking thank God, something finally happened where they're talking shit about each other."
It's not like when you entered on like episode 5. Yeah, that was good.
It was. Well, it was. I think it was the day after. I think it was my second day in.
Yeah, it was thanks to you. You saved the show, Sophia, just like you saved Circle Alert.
What did I do?
Just like she saved Circle Alert.
You
Exactly.
saved us.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for us, Sophia, since you're such a big fan? Do you have any questions?
Are you guys proud of me?
We're so proud
We're
of
so
you.
proud. So proud.
We're so proud
Yes.
of you.
And
made it to
you're
the
gonna be
end,
on the
and
show more, I hope.
Yeah, we're gonna have you on all the time.
Yeah.
No?
Come on.
I'm kidding.
What
Shit.
the fuck is that?
I will only come on if I get merch sent to my door.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you pay
We
the
can
full
do
price,
that.
Okay.
including shipping and handling.
I got a plain white shirt and a marker. We can make this happen.
Happy birthday. handmade, like sold.
I can't believe we're gonna make
Also,
merch.
I was
We're gonna make
actually
merch. This is gonna be so funny.
We're gonna do
I'm
it.
gonna feel
And we're
so
gonna have
hilarious.
one sale. One sale
This
to
guy.
Florida.
This is gonna be another fucking thing that we're gonna lose
Money
on.
on.
'cause
Yes, I
we're
know.
not
That's
gonna sell
exactly why I
enough of
don't
it.
want to make merch. We're losing money enough as it is. We got enough overhead already. Then we're buying shirts.
All right, so we bought all of this podcasting equipment. We have the server hosting, and we're gonna make merch that we're gonna lose. What else can we lose money on?
My wife says we're not storing the merch in our home.
All
Said
right, so I live
absolutely
in a
not.
New York City
This is where I draw the
apartment,
line.
so
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, do we have anything else for Sophia, Max? I don't want this interview to end.
I love prom. I love prom.
that was a good one.
What was the deal with prom? This is like a prom themed season.
Was prom going on in London at the time?
So Daniel, his favorite fun fact about himself is that he was prom king, and he tells us that constantly, that he was actually prom king. And so I have a feeling that they
That he
took
wasn't.
that and ran with it. That Daniel was like, I was prom king, and the circle was like, done. And
Did they give him the crown for when he was circle influencer that one time, or did he get that from?
He brought his prom king crown.
That's
That's
awesome.
his favorite fun fact about himself.
Is
He
there
tells us
anyone that
constantly.
needs to bring it up that much? It's a little like
Yeah, we all make fun of him now for it because at first
I
it-
believe it though. I do.
I don't believe it.
I believe Daniel was popular
No,
in high
fun fact
school.
about me and Daniel though is we both in high school got voted most likely to be social media famous.
Really?
And both
And you
of our
both ended up on the circle.
Yes, and in both of our yearbooks we took the same picture. We took like the picture in the yearbook is us being like, and
That's hilarious.
Or somebody I know from high school posted it on Twitter and was like, "This is so funny." And then I sent it in our group chat, and Daniel was like, "Sophia, hold up!" And then he sent me a picture of his yearbook, and it's the same picture.
Oh, you two got to post that.
God,
You
I
got to
know.
post it.
Yeah.
Show everybody on Insta.
Yeah.
By the way, I do believe that Daniel could be prom king. I
Of
just
course.
get suspicious when people tell me that they did something a million times. You know, it's like
yeah. I know. Oh,
So
he's
what's it like being a celebrity, Sophia? What's it like? You're like a celebrity.
true.
Welcome to the
just
club. We have been celebrities for a whole season longer than you.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys the same thing.
I mean, we have people slide into our DMs like you all the time.
I love that you guys are wearing matching hats.
I know. Yeah.
I just noticed.
We try to do cute stuff like
We're
that.
gonna
all
be
the time.
really cute all the time. Let's go Yankees. Let's do it.
Also, the Yankees are playing tonight in the wild card game. So
Yeah, it's a big
I
deal.
want to. I'm supporting Max. Is what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I guess this is not a good time for me to tell you that I am a massive Red Sox fan.
Get
oh
out,
boy!
You're from Alabama.
Oh, no.
You're from Alabama.
I started watching the Red Sox when I was like 11, like when I was like Big Poppy, and like
Were your parents Red Sox fans?
no, it was something that I just decided to do when
What's
I was
wrong
like
with you?
12, and I was like obsessed with like Dustin Pedroia, Big Poppy. Like
Oh.
I watched it, and then it was before the World Series. I think it was like the 2013 World Series when they won against the Cardinals.
I'm gonna vomit. Oh my gosh. I literally am going to like, actually vomit.
And don't forget their 07 World Series against
I know.
my Colorado Rockies.
I'm gonna vomit. Oh my gosh. I literally am going to like actually
How many times do I
vomit.
have to play it?
I'm literally going to like actually vomit. Well, that's all the time we have.
Yeah.
For
Sophia, have a great life.
have a great life. We'll never see you again.
We'll forgive you.
Proud,
We'll
tough
forgive
crowd.
you.
We forgive you. It's okay.
What can you
I'm
do?
not as big of a Yankees fan as Max, so it's like it's easier for me. Yeah,
That's
I'll
fair,
forgive
that's
you.
fair.
I'll forgive you. One day.
one day. We have Nick on later, who I think is a
Today?
Mariners fan. So what's that?
Yeah.
Today?
Yes, he's on
Ah.
after you. Yep.
Oh,
So he's a Mariners fan, so Max can rub into him that that the Mariners missed the wild card and the
There you go.
Yankees
My
got it.
dudes.
My dudes.
I love him.
Sports, bros.
Yeah, you guys like sport?
We just lost 50 followers on our account. That's weird.
Max had a great comment.
Yeah.
Circle watchers love sports. Surely.
Yeah. That's what they're here
So,
for.
guys, who was the hottest girl in the circle, and why was it Isabella? All right.
Okay.
So did he actually meet the real Isabella? Because I feel like we didn't.
No.
No, we just talked about it earlier in the podcast.
No, but I have to circle back to it because I just heard him on another IG live the other day saying he's met the real Isabella, and he keeps saying it, and so that's why I have to get the clarification.
No.
We're gonna ask him about this. We're
And
gonna talk. To him.
if he says yes, he's lying. Know that he's lying. But we're
I think he
going to-
actually thinks he met the real Isabella. I really
Like,
do.
they look alike, but not. I mean, they fully. I introduced my sister Kaylee as this is my sister Kaylee. So I don't know why
And he's like, "All right, from the circle, right? We talked."
we fully are staying in an Airbnb together next week in LA.
Oh,
So
nice.
you will be meeting her then. It's like me, Nick, my girlfriend Isabella, and Isabella's friend. So
And Isabella is now married or engaged.
married, yes.
Congratulations
Okay,
to
cool.
Isabella.
Yeah, she's killing it.
Nick, you can't have her. She's married.
Okay, Fuego coming in with the info again. Nick did end up correcting himself on
Oh,
yet
good.
another IG live.
Very
Fuego is fucking amazing.
As you should.
I'm
Fuego,
feeling
oh my
like we have to
God.
pay Fuego because he's putting in so much work for us, and it's like, oh, now we're gonna lose even more money on.
He says I've designed and sold merch before. I got you, Fuego.
Wait, I need
Fuego,
rent,
we don't
Fuego.
deserve you. We don't.
Yeah,
We
Fuego.
don't.
Fuego.
Oh my God. All right. Well, this has been an amazing episode, Sophia. It's been so
Amazing.
cool to get to chat with you.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to it
I've been
for
looking
so
forward to it.
long,
Yes.
and we wanted to chat with you the entire time, but we were like, save it for the interview. We'll talk to her at the end of this.
Thank you for getting all of these different people from your cast interested in us because they actually came on and talked to us. It's been so cool. So publicly, we just wanted to thank you.
Oh, I love you guys. No, you're literally so funny. So I'm glad I got people over here because now you guys are gonna keep the people. It's not like it was all me. You guys are hilarious. It's a great podcast.
Oh,
It
thank you
is.
so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
It is.
That's what we keep telling Netflix in our emails.
Netflix. Come on.
Come on, guys.
Come on, Jackie.
Come on,
Come
Daron.
on.
Come on, Jackie.
Ah,
All right. And now, since we still don't have the slide, I'm going to play the theme song and we're just going to
And
sit
we're
here.
just gonna sit here. Okay.